What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. Today's video, we are going to be doing my first of the Kobe and Shaq era rebuilds. Today we're going to be kicking it off with the Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, we have young prime Dirk here. It's going to be super fun to build around him. And of course, our goal is to be getting the Dallas Mavericks a championship. So we're a little bit behind the time of the Mavericks actually making their first finals appearance. That was in 2006. They lost to Dwayne Wade in the Miami Heat. Obviously, didn't win that one. They obviously did win one in 2011. We're going to see if we can maybe rewrite history a little bit and get them one in the 3 years of this rebuild. So I'm super excited to kind of kick off these historic rebuilds, if you will, rewrite history a little bit. Of course, I do want to hear from you guys. Let me know down below. What other eras do you want to see with these rebuilds? There's obviously the Magic and Bird era. There's the MJ era, I think it's called, and obviously the Kobe and Shaq era here in the early 2000s, along with the current rebuild. So we have a ton of content that's going to be coming out, and I'm really looking forward to it. Let me know what you guys do want to see down below. Of course, if you guys have not yet joined the community, hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you here as we are on the road to 40K. And we appreciate each and individual one of you. On top of that, I'm also going to be getting into some of the Jordan challenges very soon. I'm really bad in game, so that'll be interesting to see how that goes. But if you guys want to see that, let me know down below in the comments section. But it is time to officially try to rewrite history. Hop in, get the Dallas Mavericks their first championship. So something I actually started my video with yesterday was kind of going over how I think useless the social media tab is, and a lot of you guys ended up agreeing with that. One thing I will say that is really cool and obviously makes sense a little bit is that there's no social media tab in here. And that honestly does make a ton of sense just because we're in the year 2002. What year was it that MySpace was founded? Like 2006 or whatever it was. So really good on 2K for honestly kind of getting that right. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if they were somehow able to throw social media in, even in this era. But that's not really too important. Just a little cool small thing that I was able to notice. So let's get into this roster. Steve Nash, current head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. Very talented point guard, NBA Hall of Famer. I mean, he's a great point guard. I'm excited to have him here. It's so funny to see just how cheap the contracts are. Like, they're just not expensive, like, in the slightest. It's just so weird. Obviously, the salary cap was just completely different, and it's going to be interesting to see how I do adjust to that. We got Avery Johnson here, who's 37, definitely not in his prime anymore. We'll obviously look to upgrade that backup point guard spot eventually. As of now, I'm sure he's very fine, very serviceable. Nick Van Exel, not a name I have heard in a long time. Is he getting paid more money than Steve Nash? That's crazy. I don't know if it, like, why? I can't even imagine. But Nick Van Exel getting around, what is that, like 11-ish million bucks a year? Kind of crazy. Adrian Griffin, Raja Bell, Tariq Abdul-Wahad. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Adam Harrington. I don't know why I thought that was Al Harrington for a second. I just remember the clip of Paul Pierce just hitting a three right now, Harrington's face, and one of my favorite clips of all time. But a lot of shooting guards here. Ultimately, Nick Van Exel will probably be our starter. Most likely for at least a season or two. We'll see. Michael Finley is here as well. Is on a pretty big contract. Let's get into that breakdown of how much money that just is per year. So it is backloaded a little bit. So the most he'll be making in this video is around $14.5 million, which isn't too bad. He's obviously an 84 overall, 29 years old. I can definitely live with that. I'm excited to have Michael Finley here. And Eduardo Nahira. I'm not going to lie, I have not heard of him. I have also not heard of Walt Williams, so I'm not even going to sit here and pretend I've heard of them. Obviously, German Jesus is here. Dirk Nowitzki, one of the best players in NBA history, probably a top 3 power forward ever. There's really not enough good things you can say about this dude. He's going to be here the entire video, no worries. Popeye Jones, one of the all-time great names. I love this name. I don't think he's a very good player here at this point in time. Popeye Jones, good name. Rafe LaFrentz, that is not also a name I've heard in a long time. Looks like they're doing my guy dirty here in that profile picture. That's pretty tough. But it's not a bad contract. I mean, it obviously looks like all of these are backloaded, which is interesting. We also have Sean Bradley, who I think, like in real life, had like a horrible bike injury and is now paralyzed, which is just fucking sad as shit. But he's 7'6", on a pretty good deal, 30 years old. We'll see what we can do with him. And then Evan Eschmeyer. I have no idea who this is. I'm not even going to pretend I know who it is. So we might make a trade or two before year one just to spice some things up a little bit. Let's see what we can do. We are going to be sending Raja Bell and Walt Williams over to the Utah Jazz for Calbert. I think it's Cheney. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. And a 2005 top 10 protected pick from the Jazz. Now, Calbert Cheney is 6'7" and honestly doesn't have horrible stats. We're going to move him to the backup small forward spot. Just a small upgrade there. And I think that's going to work out for us. So, Calbert Cheney, where did you go? Small forward, up to a 76 overall. It's a slight upgrade, I would say, over Eduardo Nahira there. And I'm pretty happy with that. That's probably going to be our one and only trade. What I've noticed is it appears that there's a lot of like mid 70 overall players here, which it's kind of fine. It's just obviously the NBA today is more talented than it's ever been. I'm not saying that these guys are bad players. I'm just saying this is something that's probably going to be a little bit different, something we're going to have to adapt to a little bit more in these throwback rebuilds. But that's what we're going to be dealing with now. That's how the rotation, or excuse me, the roster is going to look. Now let's go set the rotation. So this is a really exciting team that we have here for year one in Dallas. I think this is a really talented team that should hopefully be around a top 3-4 seed in the West. Obviously, I'm pretty sure Kobe and Shaq over there and the Lakers are probably going to dominate pretty much everybody, as they did in real life back in this era. But I'm hoping eventually we can maybe make a little push, maybe compete with them a little bit. It's Steve Nash, Nick Van Exel, really solid backcourt. According to 2K, it's probably one of the better backcourts you can kind of start out with here in a rebuild. We got Michael Finley, 84 overall, obviously the best player in Dallas Mavericks history, Dirk Nowitzki, as our starting power forward. Rafe LaFrance is going to be our starting center. I didn't know he actually had a pretty good career. I mean, at least numbers-wise at this point, for what he was averaging. I mean, he's around 13 points, almost 7.5, 8 boards. Not too bad. The bench is where we're probably going to be a little bit weak. It's going to be Calbert Chaney as our sixth man, followed by Sean Bradley, Avery Johnson, and Adrian Griffin. So 276s and 273 overalls coming off the bench for head coach Don Nelson, who has some really good ratings right here. But that is it for year one. It's really cool to kind of sit here and look at the old logos as well. But let's sim the first season, see how we do. Hopefully see you guys in the playoffs. It's so cool to see, man. Just Kobe winning an MVP award. Still in that number 8 jersey. 36.5 points, 8 boards, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. For, one of the best players in NBA history. I mean, it's absolutely insane. Very much deserved MVP. Yao Ming, Rookie of the Year. 15 points, 13.5 rebounds. Wow, that's awesome. Desmond Mason, 6th man of the year. Ben Wallace-Stevens, a player of the year. Obviously one of the best players in NBA history. One of the best rebounders in NBA history. 19 rebounds a game. Richard Jefferson, most improved. One of the funniest analysts currently covering the NBA. Phil Jackson. Oh my God, look at that stash. Coach of the year, 63 and 19 for the Los Angeles Lakers. So we are in the playoffs. We are a 5 seed here. It's obviously no play-in at this point or anything like that. Just really cool to kind of see everything and how, the throwback modes are kind of working. So let's actually look at the standings real quick. See how we kind of figured it out on the year. 52 and 30. That's not bad. This is a very good Western Conference. This Spurs team's obviously super dominant. Warriors, this is such a different era. I wouldn't say this team is, I guess they're good. The Suns are good. Suns are very good. But yeah, we come in here at 5th. That's not too bad. I can live with that. We can take a look over at the East. The Bucks were actually the 1 seed. Interesting. The West was just such a powerhouse at this point. Let's take a look at numbers on the year. We were led in scoring by Dirk. No surprise there. He's 24 points, 13 boards, 4.5 assists. Unbelievable season. Michael Finley, Steve Nash, unbelievable season as well. 17, 9.5. Just insane. The rest of the numbers, if you guys want to pause, take a look at them, feel free. Rebounds led by Dirk, and assists was obviously Steve Nash. So we got a dance here with the Phoenix Suns in the first round. Very, very good team. Stephon Marbury, you got Penny Hardaway, 31-year-old Penny Hardaway. Sean Marion, Amari Stoudemire, Tony Maynard, Joe Johnson, ISO Joe. It's so crazy to think. Like, this was just his rookie year for them. Or maybe it was not. I don't know. Wait, did he play in it like a different league to start? I'm trying to think back. Whatever. It's technically his first year in the NBA, whatever. According to 2K, I'm not 100% sure on that. But, like, he was playing right now. And, like, this past NBA season, like, he played a couple minutes for the Celtics, which was just ridiculous to think the longevity on a career like that. Like, obviously, he's not playing, like, LeBron minutes or anything like that, but it's kind of crazy to kind of think about when you're the big picture of things. We are up 3-2 against the Suns, and we win in 6, and oh, fuck. Oh, boy. Oh, man. I mean, I will say that, like, obviously Kobe and Shaq, probably one of the most unstoppable, if not the most unstoppable duo in NBA history. But, like, the rest of this team kind of sucks. Like, you have Derek Fisher here, who's only, I think he's 60-28. Oh, Derek Fisher. I don't know why I thought he had, like, better numbers than that throughout his career. All right, well, obviously Kobe and Shaq are probably going to be able to beat us. I would not be too surprised. We do get a game in there. Actually, we get 2 games in there. We're going to a Game 7 against Kobe and Shaq in year 1. We upset Kobe and Shaq in year 1? What? Then we got the Clippers. Andre Miller, Corey Maggette, Lamar Odom, Elton Brand, Michael Olowokande, Quentin Richardson. Wow. Okay, that team's a little better than I thought they were. I'm not going to lie to you guys. We're up 2-0, though. We're up 2-1. I mean, what is going on right now? This is weird. We're down 3-2. We're really going to lose 4 straight? We lose 4 straight. It's a Wizards and Clippers finals. You got 95-year-old Michael Jordan at this point. Still just putting up absolutely insane numbers. Christian Laettner, the Duke product. Oh, my God. Brendan Haywood, Glenn Rice off the bench, Stackhouse. This is crazy. It's just so weird to think about. All right, well, let's sim the finals, see who gets the championship. Wizards up 3-2. Can MJ kind of go out on a high note? He does! And Michael Jordan at the age of 40 winning finals MVPs. That's insane. That's just, it's absolutely insane. Like, obviously, MJ's probably going to retire at this. No. Seriously? He doesn't retire. We can't look at the other retirements, though. Charles Oakley, Mark Jackson, with all due respect, Horace Grant, Chris Dudley, Mark Bryant, Avery Johnson are, could have maybe used Avery Johnson for another year or two, but it's just so weird. I'm sorry this might take me a little bit longer than normal. I'm just kind of looking at everything that this mode has to offer. It's my first time. All right, this is cool. Historic rule changes. What is this? Team branding changed the uniforms of the Dallas Mavericks? Or the Orlando? Wait, I'm all over the place. Can it show me? Oh, they want to do this. This was really when this happened. I guess I'll have to put it through. I like the old logos for a lot of these teams better. I'm not even going to lie. Let's sim the draft lottery. Sue's going to be getting LeBron James, obviously. And the Denver Nuggets. Looks like instead of Melo, they're going to get LeBron James. That's crazy. Staff signing. Don Nelson has really good ratings. I'm not going to fire him. Let's now head up to the draft. Oh, wait. Are we really doing this glitch still? Seriously? This is still a glitch? Even in the new 2K? I haven't seen that in a while. We do have the 25th overall pick. We can hop into the draft. I'll just show you guys, like, this draft class. I mean, it's LeBron and Melo and Bosh and Wade, and obviously everybody knows how good this draft class was. I mean, in general. I mean, just at the top here, you got 4 Hall of Famers. So, would have been cool to kind of get LeBron, but I kind of want to save that for a different rebuild here. I think if I got LeBron every single video, it probably wouldn't be as fun. Kind of maybe I'm interested in, like, Carmelo or maybe Dwayne Wade, though. Like, I feel like one of those guys could be fun. Is there any way we can maybe move up to, like, a top 4 pick? I might try. I might see if it's a possibility. Who has, like, the number 4 overall pick? It's actually the Cavaliers. How about, because honestly, I might be willing to give them, like, Michael Finley. Because, like, I don't even know if we would need Michael Finley. Or Nick Van Exel, even. I'd probably be willing to do this. They just don't have the cap space for it. Damn, it looks like we're only going to be able to really give up draft picks. Well, they can take Calbert Chaney. I didn't think they would do that. How about if I throw you this pick? And I don't really have a ton of other picks to offer you, but, like, I would probably give up 3 first-round picks. Just because I know I'm getting, like, a guaranteed Hall of Famer. I'll do this, and they agree to that. So we now have the number 4 overall draft pick. I think out of all of these guys, obviously LeBron would be cool. He's going to probably go 1. I don't really want Chris Bosh, though. And he's going to be the one guy that's still sitting here. Is it possible for me to maybe trade for one of those guys? I don't want to go up to 3, but, like, obviously Chris Bosh is great. He's a tremendous player, Hall of Famer, but, like, I just feel like in a situation like this, with the way my roster is currently constructed, it makes a lot more sense for me to maybe go and get one of these other guys here. That's Manu Ginobili, one of the, if not the greatest 6-man of all time. This is insane. Is it possible for me to even trade for these players? Who drafted them? It was the Nuggets, Jazz, and Grizzlies. I kind of want Melo. So let's go hit up the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't even know if this is possible. I really don't. I'm new to this, just like I'm sure a lot of you guys are. So let's see. We can't even trade for him. Damn. Can't even trade for him. So what is Chris Bosh listed as? Is he listed as a power forward? Yeah, he is. He is 6'11", though. So I'll play Chris Bosh at center. I don't mind that at all. We're going to draft Chris Bosh, 6'11". And then do we have a second-round pick this year? I don't keep hitting RB. We do. We have the 25th overall pick. So let's sim up to that, see if there's a name that we recognize here. Matt Bonner's here. Clay Alvarado. You know what? I recognize Matt Bonner's name at least. At least I know he's a real person. So we'll draft Matt Bonner. Cool. Welcome to the Dallas Mavericks. So we got Chris Bosh. That's awesome. He's a 81 overall. Bonner's a 70. Why not? Oh, boy, this little fun glitch. Team player options. None here. This is just going to keep going back up. I hate this fucking game. None there. And then free agency. This is cool. So, like, Timmy Duncan's here. It's crazy. He's asking for, like, $11 million. That is insane. Jason Kidd is here. Obviously was a Dallas Maverick at one point in his career. What years was that? Yeah, it was back in, like, oh, boy. Wow, that's so long ago. All right, so there's a ton of options here. 40-year-old Michael Jordan wants $14 million. Oh, my God, this fucking menu is going to piss me off. All right, so this is how the roster is kind of looking. I mean, we have our starting five. I do need to move Chris Bosh to the starting center spot, and he stays the same overall. That's fine by me. Let's figure out what we're going to do next. I'm a little bit stuck between two different trade offers right now. The first being this one here with the Spurs. I think Manu Ginobili would be a really fun player to have. Obviously, most likely the greatest six man ever would be starting for us, but I just don't know, because this is the other trade that I'm strongly considering. It's the one coming from the New York Knicks with Allen Houston just coming off a year of 22.5 points, 2.5 boards, 2.5 assists, where he was very, very good. I'm kind of leaning towards this one just because I think Allen Houston at this point in time is probably the better player, but I just love the potential here on Manu Ginobili. We also would get a draft pick. You know what? Screw it. I want Manu. I want Manu Ginobili. We're going to take him. Might not be the smartest trade in the world, but he's younger. And he's going to be here. He's also cheaper as well. Manu Ginobili, welcome to the Dallas Mavericks. Now, Adrian Griffin, I can probably have him as my backup small forward. Tariq Abdul-Wahad, I probably really don't need too much anymore. This is probably not going to be the best bench ever. It's probably something we're definitely going to have to work on. But maybe we can trade some of these guys for draft picks, like just kind of looking like, I'm not Matt Bonner, I just drafted him, like Evan Eshmeyer. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce his name for the life of me. Oh boy. These are all just horrible trades. How about if I throw you in with, like, Popeye Jones? As cool as it would be to have Popeye on my team, I would prefer the first-round pick. So welcome to the team, that first-round pick. And then Tariq Abdul-Wahad and Eduardo Najera. Let's see if we can maybe get an upgrade at the backup small forward spot. Just maybe a small upgrade. I don't know why I thought that said Derrick Rose, and I was like, there's just no fucking shot. What? We don't see one there. So honestly, I think maybe we just kind of roll with it. Maybe just go out and kind of get a new backup point guard. No. What the fuck? Shit. It just started simming free agency. All right, who are the point guards I can afford? Earl Boykins, Kevin Ollie, Daryl Armstrong. A lot of older guys. I'll take Earl Boykins if he wants to come here. Earl Boykins. Sorry. That's fine. That's a pretty good backup point guard. So I think Tariq Abdul-Wahad, and then probably Ricky Hill, if I can even get anything for him. Wow, he's making a lot of money. What the fuck? Ricky Hill's getting paid what the hell? All these guys kind of are. I'll take a second-round pick. Cool. Go to San Antonio. And then Tariq Abdul-Wahad is going to get traded just for another pick. Hopefully, maybe even a first-round pick. Michael Olowokande. That's hilarious. First-round pick here. Paul Jennings making $6 million. I got to pay attention to how much money some of these guys are making when I kind of get first-round picks, or at least offered first-round picks. But another one from the Seattle Supersonics. Beautiful. This team's all set. I'll see you guys at the start of year 2 here in Dallas. Am I crazy, or was Manu Ginobili an 80 overall when I traded for him? He's now a 78. I mean, obviously it's Manu Ginobili. I'm not really worried about it. And it was just his first year in the league. But kind of weird. I'm not going to lie to you guys that he's down to a 78. Steve Nash is 29. You know, he's not really that old. Did go down a couple overalls. Michael Finley also went down a couple. Oh, shit, I hit my desk. I always do that, sorry. It sucks. It looks like regression kind of is horrible here. Dirk, obviously still in his prime. Would like to see maybe go up a couple overalls. And then we just drafted Chris Bosh, 4th overall, going to be our starting center. Earl Boykins going to be our 6th man, followed by Rafe LaFrance, Adrian Griffin, and Eduardo Najera. Let's see what this team can do. We were in the Western Conference Finals last year after beating Kobe and Shaq. I would like to win a championship. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. Tim Duncan gets the MVP award here at the end of the second season. 26.5 points, almost 16 boards, 5 assists, 1 steal, 2.5 blocks. One of the, if not, yeah, he's probably the greatest power forward in NBA history. Really not debatable, just at this point. I do think, I will say, I think the potential is definitely there for Giannis to get there. Now, I'm not saying he's close, but I'm saying he's definitely on his way to possibly being in that conversation. Dwayne Wade, Rookie of the Year, does not go to LeBron James. He was number 2 overall pick by the Utah Jazz. Kind of funny he got drafted by Utah. He's now, I believe, in the ownership group there. Gilbert Arenas, 6th man of the year. Ben Wallace, Defensive Player of the Year, 2nd straight season. Carlos Boozer, Most Improved. Popovich, Coach of the Year. Wow, they go 68-14. That's going to be a big old pain in the ass for me to deal with. But we are a 3 seed here in the West. Ultimately, not too bad. We end up going 56-26, so that's ultimately really fine by me. Take a look at the East. Washington Wizards. They re-signed MJ. They did re-sign MJ. How is Michael Jordan not regressing? Actually, he did regress a little bit, I think. Like, he was, what, an 86 last year, whatever it was? Maybe, was he even an 88? I don't know. Let's look at the numbers. It was Dirk Nowitzki leading us in scoring, followed by Chris Bosh, Steve Nash, really solid season, Michael Finley, Manu Ginobili. Yeah, maybe I should have taken the other trade. Earl Boykins, Rafe LaFrance, Adrian Griffin, Eduardo Najera. Fun squad. Dirk led us in rebounds and assists with Steve Nash. So we got the Dallas Mavericks. We have the Denver Nuggets here. Oh, great. Oh, fun. Oh, joy. That's because I knew they had them. It's just, I don't care if LeBron's 19 or 90. I don't really want to play him. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't. And this is the exact reason why I don't want to play LeBron James. Oh, my God. Obviously, one of probably a top 2 player in NBA history. Just, LeBron. Tim Duncan, Finals MVP after also winning the regular season MVP. This was obviously in the midst of the Spurs being a very good basketball team as well. Let's look at some player retirements. John Stockton retires. 42 years old. Karl Malone retires. 40 years old. Cool. Steve Kerr retires on his way to coaching eventually, I'm sure. David Robinson, the Admiral, retires at 38, was a member of the Los Angeles Clippers. Ersan Morgan, Glenn Rice, Mark Farrell, Derek Coleman, Kendall Gill, Jared Thomas. Wow. Staff sign, or excuse me, no! Don Nelson has such good ratings. Hall of Fame, pedophile, John Stockton, David Robinson. Jersey retirements, John Stockton, pedophile, and David Robinson. Historic changes. This is cool. So the Bobcats are coming into play now. Jazz are changing the uniforms and logo. Uniforms of the Sacramento Kings are being changed. This is cool. Like, I will say, I wish I could kind of see more, like, of what they were kind of doing. Like, I wish I could, like, I can't, like, click on it or anything. Like, hold to change. Oh, so it just vetoes it. Honestly, I'm going to veto this. That Memphis Grizzlies logo goes hard as hell, and there's really no reason they should have ever changed that. Let's sim the draft lottery right now. We're not going to have a pick. We're obviously a good team. Ultimately, we were really not good enough, maybe, which kind of sucks, but we'll see. We need a new head coach, and that's, is that Phil Jackson? He actually has some shit ratings. Phil Jackson's one of the best coaches in NBA history, and they're giving him these ratings here. Robert Henry, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have no idea who this is, but he has pretty good ratings, so we're going to sign him. We will now head up to the NBA draft. This is the 2004 draft class. Just take a look. It's Dwight Howard and all them. Who is Dusty Lewis? Andre Iguodala, Josh Smith, Ben Gordon, Anderson Winston. I also don't know who this is. Tony Allen's here. Devin Harris. All right. Do we have any draft picks? Let's check on that. Oh, excuse me. Wrong button. I'm not a big fan of this menu layout. We do have the 27th overall pick. I'll see who's available there. I'm not going to trade up again. Obviously, we got Chris Bosh. Summary, Howard goes 1. Josh Smith. Who is Dusty Lewis? Is he just one of the auto-generated people that 2K throws in? Sean Livingston. That's not a bad backup point guard option. I think I'm going to take Sean Livingston. Welcome to the team. He's actually a 73 overall, so not too bad. Matt Bonner, I'm just going to let go. It was fun drafting him, but I really don't need him. Nicolo Johnson, no idea who you are. Also probably really don't need you. Kevin Garnett's in free agency. I wish I had money. We actually do have just under $5 million, which isn't bad. Oh, but Steve Nash is a free agent. Yep, there goes the funds that I did have. Definitely got to pay Steve Nash, and we got to bring him back. But just, wow, like Tony Parker, MJ now. I mean, I can't believe this. This is just insane. All right, let's go ahead and bring in Steve. Why is Manu Ginobili not an option? Oh, my God, this game is going to piss me off. I'm kind of regretting that Manu trade at this point. Actually, I can spell his first name much easier. I really should have taken the other deal. I forget who it was even for, but yeah, that kind of sucks if it's not going to... That's like... Oh, 2K, I fucking hate you some days. I really do. I really do. So what? I'm just not going to be able to bring back Manu Ginobili? He's just gone? I mean... That's just like such a swift just kick in the fucking dick. Like, why? Why can't I bring him back? All right, well, it's time to make do with what we got. This team's probably not going to be very good in this first rebuild I'm doing on the older 2K, if you want to call it. Probably going to be a pretty big failure. But Earl Boykins probably going to get combined with Adrian Griffin. I'm going to trade whatever little draft picks I have left and find a trade. Not sure if it's even going to be possible for me to get Ricky Davis from the Cleveland Cavaliers, but he just came off a career year with 18 points, 4.5 boards, and almost 7 assists. He would be very welcomed on this team and be a very key asset to hopefully maybe us winning a championship. So I'll give you all the picks it takes. I basically need this to go through, or I need some deals similar to go through. And they agreed to that. So Ricky Davis, that was a lot, but ultimately it was a trade that kind of had to be made. He's 24 years old, and at this point in time, probably better than Manu as well. So I am excited to have him here. We now need to sign a backup for him. and then we're going to be all set heading into our third and final year. Eddie House, Celtics legend, absolute sniper from beyond the arc. Welcome to the Boston Celtics. Welcome to the Dallas Mavericks. All right, we made some moves with this team. I'm pretty content with the squad. I'll see you guys at the start of the third and final year. It's the final season for us here in Dallas. We've ultimately made some moves with this team. This first rebuild was going to be playing around with this mode. And obviously, some things are different. Players are different. There's some different rules and everything like that. But I think this team honestly came out pretty well for my first attempt at this. It's Steve Nash, Ricky Davis, Michael Finley, Dirk Nowitzki, and Chris Bosh as the starting five. That's a pretty impressive starting five. Bench unit, Eddie House, Rafe LaFrentz, Sean Livingston, who we just drafted into Warren O'Hara, who's now down to a 72 overall. But really fun team. I'm hoping this team can get us a championship, but only time will tell. I'll see you guys at the end of year 3. It is the second straight MVP award for Tim Duncan. Another very impressive season and probably pretty deserving of it. Dusty, who, what, why? This isn't a real person, just so we're like 100% sure, right? Like I've never in my life, no, it's not a real person. Cedric Jefferson, 6th man of the year. Also, not going to lie, never heard of him. Tim Duncan, 6th man, defensive player of the year. Tony Parker, most improved. Ended up signing with the Minnesota Timberwolves, paired up with Kevin Garnett. That actually, KG was a free agent. I'm not sure if he's paired up with KG. Robert Henry, is that our head coach? Do we go 59-23 and take the 1 seed? We were a 4 seed, so maybe that's not our head coach. Let's look at the standings. Oh, no, we did go 59-23. And wait, what? I'm sorry, what? Was it based, at this point, was it based by division? It definitely had to have been. Actually, wait, what? Am I missing something here? Maybe, like 54 and 28. 40. Well, how are you a 3 seed? I must be missing something. This must have been an old rule that like maybe you had to like win something. Like, did they win their division? No, they're 4th in their division. How are you ahead of us? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Maybe there's something I'm missing there. If somebody knows, I would really appreciate it if you could let me know in the comment section. I have absolutely no idea what's happened there. Dirk leads us in scoring, followed by Chris Bosh, Steve Nash, Michael Finley, Ricky Davis, Eddie House, Rafe LaFrentz, Sean Livingston, and Warren O'Hara. Rebounds was Dirk, and assists was Steve Nash. Yeah, I'm wildly confused on how the Golden State Warriors at, what were they, 43 wins are ahead of us. Maybe I'm just missing something that's completely obvious, but I was it really like ever by division or something? I don't know. Lakers, Kobe and Shaq once again. We beat them once. Can we do it again? I mean, obviously, they're an insane duo, but the rest of their team around them isn't that good. I would say we have the better overall team, but obviously their duo. They have 2 better players than everybody on our team. And here come the Spurs. Oh, good. They have Gilbert Arenas. They did replace Tony Parker, and they have Michael Jordan. He might be 42, but it's still Michael Jordan, Bruce Bowen, Tim Duncan, Sean Bradley. Oh, yay. That team's better than us. They're going to beat us. We're 2-2 with them right now. We go actually up 3-2. We're going to game 7, and we lose. I'm still like kind of confused about the whole thing with the Warriors. And I'm sure some of you are going to be like, shut the hell up. There's such a simple explanation, and my bad if there was or is. I don't really know what happened there, but it maybe has something to do with divisions. That's the only really thing I could think of. But nonetheless, this was definitely not the best team we're ever going to have in terms of me doing these like throwback my NBA era rebuilds. But this was the one that we came up with now. Obviously, there's some things for me to play around with. I got to get used to all the players, all the settings, and everything else. So I'll get used to it. We'll make some better teams, but I did have fun with this one. So if you guys want to see me do any other teams in this era, let me know down below in the comments section. Along with, if you want to see any other eras of rebuilds, along with obviously current rebuilds will be coming as well, along with some rebuild challenges. Whole lot of content coming, whole lot of fun for you guys. And of course, as always, if you guys are new around here, man, want to join the community, we'd love to have you. We're on that road to 40K. If you guys have not yet, can leave a like on the video. That would be absolutely awesome. Yeah, this was fun. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.